Today, Metro will be assisting the Cesar Chavez Conference. Usually these conferences are for empowering students.
So let's see if this one will.
Once we arrived at the conference, we sat down to listen to the keynote speaker.
Everybody say, I'm destined for greatness. And to finish this off, we're going to say 3 times, si se puede. 1, 2, 3. Si se puede. 1, 2, 3. Si se puede. 1, 2, 3. That's all for me. Thank you, familia. It's my pleasure.
Once the keynote speaker was done speaking, we then went to our first session. Our first session was more like a lecture given to us by one of the university's professors.
Okay, and these are schools that don't have a Chicano Studies course. They don't have a Chicano or Chicanx Studies program. And Cesar, what should we do about that? He'd say, organize, organize, organize. Organize yourselves. Talk to the principal. Better yet, go to your school board. Okay? And say, hey, listen, we're going to make some demands. We're going to demand that you respect our people and get some courses in there. Because there's lots of courses on famous white Americans, aren't there? Yes. That doesn't mean those shouldn't be there, but you should be represented too. And if you're not, you should get pissed off and organize, 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 and change that. That's what Cesar Chavez would tell you. That's what Dolores Huerta would tell you. I guarantee it.
After the lecture, we made our way to the college fair to learn about some new colleges.
So far, I felt pretty empowered in our first workshop with one of the professors. He basically talked for a bit, and what he was saying really helped me realize how mistreated and how unrecognized all the workers in our society are. He made me feel extremely empowered because he used Cesar Chavez as an example, obviously, because we're at the Cesar Chavez conference. But the way he talked about it, it made me feel so empowered as a Hispanic young woman in a predominantly white school. And it made me realize that I do have the power to speak up and stand up.
Immediately after the college fair, we made our way to the stage room to go ask the keynote speaker some questions.
I just had a quick question. How long did you go to school for? How many years?
Thank you for your question. I went to high school exactly 3 years. In my 4-year college degree, I did it in 2.
After all the workshops, we were all hungry, so luckily lunch was next. Once lunchtime was over, it was time to head to our final session of the day, a presentation on the history of PCUN, an organization that is meant to empower Latinos and campesinos in general. Once that session was over, it was on to the closing ceremony.
Aquí de Salem, Oregon. Dales un aplauso por favor a todos.
Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we had to leave the ceremony early.
So I got to learn a lot about my culture, and there were many keynote speakers and a lot of speakers here that not only taught me about my culture but had to change and took what I've learned. And like one of the speakers said, don't just talk, walk it too. So yeah, it was really empowering.
This conference empowered me as a Latino, is that if I get oppressed or discriminated, I should do something about it and get help from my other peers.
I got empowered by the conference. I got to learn how the universities work and stuff. And it's just so, if you come to one of these conferences, you're actually gonna process a lot of stuff. I had fun with my friends too.
It really just kind of inspired me to do better in my school. Give it to me. Just do better in life and take my chances when I get given.